Taking a look at this slide, we can see that it falls short in a few key areas. The main one being cognitive overload, as the slide tries to communicate too much information at once with no clear hierarchy or focus. So in today's video, we're going to transform this data dump into a focused visual that's much easier to understand at a glance. Let's dive right in. Alright, here's the original slide we'll be working with. You can follow along by downloading the native file using the link in the video description. I will begin the redesign process by duplicating the slide. Now, there are a few issues with the slide design. The main one is this generic image that offers no real value besides cluttering the layout. On top of that, the slide presents countries with the most and least confidence in their elections using a simple table. While functional, it breaks the show-don't-tell principle in data visualization design, which put simply means using visual elements to communicate insights directly rather than relying on just text elements. The final design flaw is the generic title, which can be better refined for glanceability and quick understanding. So, to improve this slide, let's start by copying the data values to the clipboard, then delete these elements to create space for an improved visual. Once the elements are deleted, go to the Insert tab, select Charts, and choose a stack bar from the available chart type options. Let me adjust the data window so we can see the entire workspace. Then delete the placeholder data since we're starting from scratch. After that, paste the data sets into the worksheets. We'll retain these original data sets to reference values easily and use it later to compare with the final formatted data table we'll be using for the visualization. This will also enable us to reuse the final visual as a chart template for future similar datasets. Now, with the original datasets in place, let's proceed to creating a data table. I will start with these columns that contain actual numbers beneath the column headers. With the new column headers defined, you'll notice the first row only contains texts, and for data visualizations, Excel requires numbers. So let's add 0 in the first row. And since the remaining rows have numbers, we can simply reference them with the formula. Do the same for the other column. Start the first row with 0, then reference the other values from the original datasets. Next, recall that we chose a stacked bar to visualize these datasets, which means we need to establish a baseline for as many segments as needed. To do this, identify your maximum value, in this case 92, and enter it in a cell below. Now we need to create segments for each of these columns so their totals sum to the max value specified. So let's create remainder columns by absolute referencing the max value, then subtracting the data values from it to get the remainder. Do the same for the other column. Absolute reference the max value, then subtract the data values from it to calculate the remainder. And since these will be visualized as bars, let's visually separate them by adding gap columns and assigning values to the cells in those columns. With that done, let's move on to the actual text category labels, starting with the top 10 countries. So, first, insert 2 columns on the left. Typically, the first column represents the y-axis, and since this is a ranking table, let's establish a rank column. Recall that we're using stacked bars to visualize the data, so we'll need actual and remainder columns for each text label. Now, let's assign values to the label remainder column. And just like we did with the values, let's ensure the two segments sum up to the max values by absolutely referencing the max value and subtracting the assumed remainder values from it. Do the same for the other label sets. Insert 2 columns here. Enter the column headers. Use the same values for the remainder column. Then ensure the two segments sum up to the max value by absolutely referencing the max value and subtracting the assumed remainder values from it. With that done, we've finished creating the data table. Now let me clean up the cells to make it easier to navigate the table and quickly identify which cells contain our actual data versus formulas or reference values. This way, if we need to make changes later, we can easily locate what we are looking for. Once done, I'll close the data window. As you can see, the visual isn't displaying all the segments yet. So let's fix this by clicking on Select Data. Let me just adjust this so we can see the data window clearly. Now ensure the entire data table is selected in the provided chart data range. Then click OK and close the data window. With all the segments now visualized, let's format the visual starting with the vertical axis. So right click on the vertical axis, enter the format axis options and set the categories in reverse order to reorder the ranking. After that, select a bar segment and reduce the gap width to increase the bar size. Next, select the horizontal axis and open the axis options to set the bounds. I have 4 datasets of 92 segments each, plus 10 points gap segments, which totals 378. So I'll set that as the maximum bound to utilize the full plot area. Now that we've configured the axis, let's minimize clutter by removing non-essential elements, keeping only the legend and data labels visible. With the chart still selected, let's adjust the font sizes and then the color of the chart elements to make them visible. After that, adjust the chart size to fit the slide. Now, let's proceed with cleaning up the placeholder data labels. So, starting from the left side, select these labels, enter the label options, select value from cells, and in the provided input field, enter the values from the first column in the actual dataset. With that done, uncheck all other label options and then position the labels on the inside base of the bars. After that, move to the size and properties section and set the left and right label margins to 0. Now we can just change the color of the text and make the underlying bars invisible by removing their colors. Move to the next segment, and since these are assumed placeholder values, let's delete the labels and make the bars invisible. For the next segment, select the labels, enter the label options, select value from cells, and in the provided input field, enter the values from the second column in the actual dataset. With that done, uncheck all other label options and then position the labels on the inside end of the bars. After that, select this data label, make it visible by changing the color, and then position it on the inside base of the bars. Now ensure that all data labels for the segments are selected, enter the size and properties section, and set the left and right label margins to 0. Move to the next segment, and since these are remainder placeholders, let's delete the data labels and make the bars invisible. Let's do the same for the gap segments, deleting the labels and making the bars invisible. Move to the next segments, select the labels, enter the label options, select value from cells, and in the provided input field, enter the values from the third column in the actual dataset. Then uncheck all other label options, position the labels on the inside base of the bars, move to the size and properties section, and set the left and right label margins to 0. Now we can just change the color of the text and make the underlying bars invisible by removing their colors. Since the next segments are assumed placeholder values, let's delete the data labels and make their bars invisible. Then select the labels for the next segments, enter the label options, select value from cells, and in the provided input field, enter the values from the final column in the actual dataset. With that done, uncheck all other label options and then position the labels on the inside end of the bars. After that, change the color of this data label, position it on the inside base of the bars, then ensure that all data labels for the segment are selected, enter the size and properties section, and set the left and right label margins to 0. For the final segments, delete the data labels and make the bars invisible. With that done, we can now delete these legend labels and customize the visual to our preference by adjusting the size and colors of the chart elements. I'll just speed through this process. Now with the chart still selected, go to the shapes group, select a straight line, insert it in the chart area and ensure it's correctly positioned. Then finalize the slide design by replacing the generic title. For this, I'll just paste the text from my clipboard. With the generic title replaced, I'll toggle on the slide guides and use them to ensure everything is correctly positioned on the slide. Alright, that's one way to redesign the original slide. However, since the slide presents country data, we can definitely improve the visual by adding country flags as visual cues alongside text labels for quick recognition. To do this, let's start by duplicating the slide. Now, recall that we have these placeholder segments in the visual. Let me just give them colors so we can see them. Of course, country flags need to be before the text labels. So let's go to the chart design tab, click select data, and then reorder the legend entries so that those exact segments are in front. Once done, click OK. And since we don't need the segments in the column headers, let's change their values to 0 in the data table. Okay. Now, to add country flags, select a single segment, go to the fill options, select a picture fill, and insert the appropriate country flag in the bar. As you can see here, I've already downloaded the flag icons in vector format from a licensed source. But if you're looking for free country flags, check out Wikimedia Commons. Just search for the country flag you want to download, click on your preferred one, then right click on the image, open the link in a new tab, go to the tab, right click on the image again, and save it in SVG format to your device. This preserves the image quality at any scale. Once downloaded, head back to PowerPoint and insert the desired country flag. Once it's inserted in the bar, head to the fill options and offset the image to your satisfaction. Then ensure the white colors on the flags don't blend with the slide background by selecting all the segments, entering the effect options, and applying an outer shadow to the bars. Let's do the same for the other segments, so select them and apply the same outer shadow to the bars. After that, insert the next flag, so select the segments, enter the fill options, select the picture fill, and insert the desired image in the bar. Now simply repeat this process to add the remaining country flags. There you go, that's a much improved slide design. Now let's recap the key design changes from the original slide. So first, remove the generic photo since it added no real value. Next, we switch from a basic data table to a table with embedded bars, making the insights clearer and more visual. We then replace the generic title with an action-oriented headline that immediately communicates the key message. And finally, we added country flags as visual cues alongside text labels for quick recognition. Alright, that's it for today's video. If you are interested in transforming your raw data into compelling stories, check out the DataVis Pro Playbook. For chart and slide templates built to top consulting and leading firm standards, check out the Analyst PPT Toolkit. Like and subscribe if you found this helpful. It means a lot. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.